the last thing we're going to talk about today is planning a workout. I'm going to go to my profile so you can see this a lot easier. So today you have this example one and this example run and example bike. If you wanted to move things around, it's very easy. You just click it and drop it. Click it and drop it. So let's go into this first run right here. Let's click it, and you can see I've put 5 miles. Let's back up so you can see that. You click the workout, and then you're going to click this blue bar, and you can see that I have a 5 mile planned at 76% of my threshold pace. If you wanted to increase it, now watch the TSS numbers and the total time and the intensity factor. If you wanted to increase this to 100, hit enter, and that's going to change the intensity factor. It's at 1 because we're at our threshold, right? We're at the duration is faster, the TSS is higher, distance is the same, our average pace has changed as well. Okay, and if you scroll down over here, you can see the workout details. This is what the athlete will see as well. 5 miles at this, at this. Let's change this back to a 76, and let's change it to 2 miles. It's going to shorten things up. And then we're going to go up here and click on the 2-step repeats. If you click on this right here, it pops this down. So I'm going to go up here and click it again, and I want you to watch this area right here. Click, and it brings that interval up to the top. You can change this to threshold, and then we're going to put you at, let's say, 1 mile. And if you hit tab, it slides over, and you can just type in 100, enter, moves the bars up and down or vertically. And if you want to change this to recovery, and we're going to give you, let's give you 1/4 mile, and we're going to say, let's put you at 70% of that threshold pace. So a nice, easy recovery speed. Let's actually put you to 60 instead, make it a little bit slower, give you a little more recovery. And as you do all of that, the TSS increases, so does the intensity factor. If we would take this and just take one off, some of these things start to change. Okay, so you need to pay attention to that when you're planning your athletes' workouts. So let's save this. And you can see, if you were looking off to the right-hand side, you can rewind it and see where it was before. You can see some of these numbers are going to change. So if I was going to do, let's copy this and click the hamburger and click paste again. And when I click this paste button, I just want you to look over to the right and see what happens to these numbers. So we're going to click paste. Boom. So my fitness increased, so did my fatigue, and my form actually went down. So let's take this. I'm going to hold shift and click this top menu, and we're just going to shift this over by a number of days. -2. And it just slid everything over a couple of days. That's going to also change things, but for this, we're going to select this. We're going to copy it, and then we're going to paste this just so you can see what happens off to the right. So if we click it again, boom. So my fitness is increasing, my fatigue is increasing because I am increasing the amount of stress on my body, and because I'm doing that, my form is also going down, right? So if we go into this bike workout, it's set up the exact same way. I've set this one up to power. I have a steady state interval right here, 1 hour at 70% of your FTP, your functional threshold power. If you do not want to do functional threshold power, or your athlete does not have the power option, just click this top button right here. Click percentage of threshold heart rate, percent of maximum threshold heart rate, or maximum heart rate. Whatever you guys want to do for that workout, click it. I would recommend keeping things consistent for your athlete, so you know. Be careful, because if you click this, a lot of times these numbers stay the same. They won't switch with whatever you choose, so you have to manually go in and say, okay, we're going to put this as an endurance run. Endurance. Okay. And this is going to affect TSS. It's going to affect the average pace, the average speed, because you've already entered those numbers as we talked about earlier. Okay, let's save and close this, and it might adjust things, it might not, depending on how fit your athlete is. So if we took this same one, and if you see over here, 51, 51, -7, and we click here, and let's delete this, and let's put a 9-hour bike right here. and we're going to watch the numbers increase drastically. And if you ever get some of these bigger numbers right here in the form area, you know something is not quite right. So go in here. I just entered a wrong number, hit enter, and boom, things return a little too normal. So over here on this person, if you click it, you have your athlete library. Okay, you have all the athletes that are up there. Click it again, it disappears. If you click this book, your workout library, you're going to have all the workout libraries that you have entered. So let's click a new one, and let's create a new folder for you guys. New folder, and we're going to do TP info video. We're going to add it, and it will be in alphabetical order. TP info video. You click the down area, you have nothing in there because you haven't put anything in there. So let's put our example run workout in there. You want to put it in there, copy it. Now you have successfully copied it there. You have a workout in there. If we want to put our bike in there, copy. Now you have 2 in there. Click the down arrow again, and it will disappear. Click that workout folder, it will open up. Now the cool thing, once you've already created these base workouts, you can slide things over. So for example, let's say you want to click this hamburger menu right here. Back up here. Click this hamburger menu right here for the whole week. You could say, you know what, I don't like this week, let's delete it. Do you want to delete the whole thing? Yes, I do. And you can say, all right, tomorrow let's do a bike, let's do a run. I want to do another bike over here, and it gives you a whole lot more functionality once you set your workouts up. Over here, I have let's do a swim open water. So we have some workouts that we can enter here. We're going to do an Ironman pace swim here, and it really cuts down on the time needed for things. Just make sure that you organize your folders in a way that won't slow you down, okay? Label them the way you want. For instance, I have the swim base in meters, swim base in yards. So the workout for base number 1 is going to be building in yards. Base number 1 is going to be building, but it's going to be in meters. So that's just something that I've done that's going to save me lots of time. So I'm going to go over here, click this menu, and if I wanted to hide this from the athlete, say this was in the future, and I didn't want them to see 5, 6, 7 weeks ahead into the future, I can just click hide, and you can see that it has an eye with a line through it. Okay, and that means the athlete cannot see it. The athlete cannot see it. That is something that's going to come in big handy later on down the road. But if you want to just delete it, click this hamburger menu, hit delete. Do you want to delete it? Yes, I do. And we're going to delete this one. Yes, I do. So as you can see, as you drag workouts in here, it's going to affect your fitness, it's going to affect your form, it's going to affect a lot of things. And the workouts that you place in there are going to be based off of where you are in your season, where your athlete is, and where you want them to go. So if they're averaging 2,000 yards for a swim practice twice a week, you don't want to put up 3,500 twice a week. That is too big of a jump. So just keep that in mind when you're planning workouts for your athletes and planning for the future. We're going to delete you. And if we go back, we're going to go back to our original example of David. You click on these arrows over here, you can see forward 1 week, and this is a great way to scroll really quickly into the future. So if you are watching off to the right, you can see the way everything is changing. And that gives you another just another feedback tool when you check these numbers over here to say, okay, is everything right? Is everything working? And then you can also double check that off the dashboard. So this was a great just general overview of how to use your TrainingPeaks account as a coach. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me and let me know. Okay?